Hi, welcome back. My name is Emma, aka Luna Rose, if you know me on Facebook. I am the founder of livingimperfectharmony.net. I am a therapist, a mental health therapist, a spiritual guide, and an intuitive energy healer. So in today's video, I want to talk a bit about healing and the process that we go through for this. So number one is focus. When we're on our healing journey and we're healing from things, especially when we've been through depression and things like that, the most important element to get into place is our focus, because that helps propel us forward and kind of heal those things that we need to heal. Another good point for that is also research, which will also, provide that focus that you need. And research is really important when you're getting started on your spiritual journey. A lot we do need to know from the inside, but it's also good to kind of look into this research as well and just make sure that what we're teaching to people is coming from a divine place and not from a negative false light place. The false light is around us. When we are working from our shadow and not from our healed self, we're basically pulling in false light and we're bringing in false light teachings. So this is why healing is so important. And it's also important to start doing that and working through your shadow before you actually jump into spiritual work and helping other people. That's not to say that you need to fully heal first. You can heal one aspect and then teach on that. And then as you're healing another aspect, you can then add that to your bow and kind of like progress that way. So we want to fully connect to our heart, to make sure that what the guidance we are getting is coming directly from source and not the false light, as I say. And the way to do that, again, is through healing and working through our shadow. And it's really important to do. It's about being your own best friend, learning to love yourself, learning to work through all these false beliefs that are there, the programming that is there for everybody. It's not just SRA survivors and people with MK Ultra. The programming is at every level because it's within our TV programs, it's within music, news, even society, like false beliefs that we're given with school, with parents, with things like that. So, it's really important to focus on those things, and learn as well about the whole no blame, shame or guilt for ourselves and having forgiveness for ourselves. If there's something we've done in the past that we feel guilty about, when you come into your awakening, you start doing that healing, you need to start letting those things go. You can reconcile with people if you want to, if you feel that you need to do that, if you were completely in the wrong. But ultimately, it's about letting go and letting go of those feelings that you had of any guilt, blame or shame. And that's how we then raise our vibration, so then we can start connecting to the higher realms above this negative false light AI, which is out there. So I also want to go into a bit about SRA here, satanic ritual abuse, and MK Ultra, because I am a survivor myself and I also help, as well as empaths, I do help other survivors too. So alter integration. This is possible. It's possible by basically connecting to your inner child, which is a lot of what these altars are. So you're connecting to each aspect, you're giving them the thing they need in that moment, and then that allows that altar then to start integrating back in. We can integrate these altars. We're not going to be stuck with a system of mind control forever if you work on the right things. Another thing I want to hit on was infiltration. There is a lot of infiltration, which is why I said when you're doing your research, You need to connect to your heart space to know what is true from within your heart. And as you rise in your vibe and you're getting more intuitive hits from source directly rather than this false light, that will really help with that. So when I say connect to the inner child, we need to go into the memories, which is our shadow side. We can change these memories. We do have the power to do that. Everything is within the mind, and ultimately what healing is changing that mindset and our thinking, and that's how we can get to high vibe. You know, if we stop hating on ourselves and start loving ourselves, the more our vibration is going to rise. The more we recognize these falsehoods and get rid of them and these negative beliefs, our vibration will rise. And the more we get rid of toxic people out of our lives and not feeling guilty about that, our vibe will continue to rise, and also altars can then start integrating, and all those parts as well that are with each altar. So connecting to our inner child, if a memory comes up, you want to connect with the child within, and you're now being the parent to that child. You're going to tell that child everything you wish had been said to you in the moment. You're going to give that child a hug if you need to. You can even take them out of the memory and move them to a safe place. So that could be on a beach, it could be a house with other of your inner children or altars, you know, with everything in this house. When I first started off, that's how I did it. I used a big house. It was near a lake. It was a big lake wood cabin, lots of trees around, all nature. And then everything in this house had everything I love or did love as a child. So, you know, like chocolate milkshake on tap and teddies, toys, you know, everything you could imagine. So that's a really good place to start from. And it gets those altars out of these dark places. Like, you might know, if you're a survivor yourself, you'll know about the castle one and feeling like you're trapped in a dungeon. Or another one I had was Rapunzel, feeling like I was trapped in a tower. You know, things like that. And also, the more you raise your vibe as well, because there's a lot of spiritual elements to this SRA and mind control. They attach demons and things which keep these altars in place. They stop the memories coming forward. They stop us remembering. They keep our life in turmoil. The more we can raise our vibration from that, the more they will naturally drop away, because they just can't hold on to that energy, because it becomes so pure, and we're like a beacon to others, a beacon of light. So that's the first thing. When you initially start, some of these altars can be taken back by other more altars that are more negative to the cult. So they could bring them back into these places. So it is important to work with someone, a therapist that you trust, that understands both the spiritual aspects and also understands the mental aspects, but is also not infiltrated, because there is a lot of that within the medical system, and that is something to be aware of as well, because they'll just enforce that mind control and keep those altars in place rather than integrating them. And that's what we need, is to integrate them and come back into one. I'm just going to see what else I've got here on my notes. So yeah, also with this research, if you've taken a spiritual route and you're going to go down that road, that's how we reprogram our subconscious mind. And we can start, you know, by turning things around, stop hating on ourselves, learning to love ourselves. That's all held within the subconscious. And as these things come forward to the conscious mind, we're then able to change them, which changes them in the subconscious, and it stops all that negativity running on autopilot. So yeah, that's a really good way to reprogram ourselves. And the more we do that, the better we're going to become, the more we can integrate those altars. Research also helps the altars that are loyal to the cult to realise that they have been tricked and lied to, and that will stop them being loyal, which means they'll stop then turning on you, and then you're in then a better place to start really working with it and healing and breaking it all down. It can be a long process. I've been on this journey now for 3 years, and I'm still learning new things every day. I'm still finding a lot of more of the altars from a younger age now, right at the back of the system, and they're starting to come forward now, and I'm starting to work with them and heal with it. They're feeling less scared because the other altars have now integrated. I now have more knowledge and awareness of these things. I know the people to keep away from. I know the people to recognise with having this kind of thing, and knowing they're on the wrong side and not a survivor like us. You know, they're technically a handler. Some of us do have purpose. This will be another thing that will help drive you forward. Purpose can be in anything. Some of the purpose can be like myself with the mental health healing and energy healing, but I also do truth work as well, and I kind of switch between both. If you'll notice that, probably not so much on YouTube, but certainly on Facebook, you'll see my posts differ all the time between getting truth out there and kind of doing the healing side of things and the energy updates and stuff. So we do have different purposes. Your purpose could be spreading truth and exposure, and that's great. That's exactly what we need, because we all play a piece of the puzzle, and then together we all come together as one, and you know, that's how we help break all this and bring awareness to people. We also, because we know all these things, you know, how they work and stuff, we've also been taught at some point, especially if you're more higher level, you'll have been told the entire plan of what is playing out right now, and those things will start coming back to you, which will allow you then to piece together what is happening behind the scenes, not what we see play out, because the world is a stage. It's what's going on behind the curtain. You can then piece that together and start exposing that to people, and that is what true awakening is all about. It's not about seeing merely that, I don't know, left and right are good or bad. It goes a lot deeper than that, and you'll realise that the more you heal, and then you'll be able to put that across, start working with other truthers who are also aware of this. A lot of the truthers have come from abuse. It might not be SRA or mind control, but they still have an abuse background, which kind of gives us this natural ability to do these things, and that drive really to want to bring justice and truth out to the world and just help other people not go through what we did. So we, as I say, with the purpose thing, we are fulfilling that at every level, even when we don't realise it's all playing a different part and playing into the one thing. So I'm just trying to think what else. We've covered everything. I hope that kind of makes sense. I feel like that was a bit all over the place. But yeah, the main thing really is just avoiding that false light. There is so many spiritual traps out there, it's unreal. A lot of it is negative AI, or if you're a survivor, a lot of it's come from programming. I know that I've always had Archangel Michael with me, and now the more I've gone into healing and things, I now know that was not Archangel Michael, that was a false being of light who was attached to me, disguised as Archangel Michael. So when those things happen and you realise that, it's important to withdraw consent, because when you start bringing in the false light, even without realising, you're actually entering into a contract, and that's what you need to clear. And that's another thing that will happen as well as your vibration rises more and more. So, you know, these are all just things to watch out for. I'm here for any questions. This isn't to spread fear or anything. It's not for you to get worried about anything. But, you know, if you want to dive deeper into this, I'm always available somewhere. You can get me on Facebook, one of the other platforms, which will be listed below. If you're on YouTube, and also my email is also on there, so you can contact me that way. So yeah, it's just about being careful, really, making sure you do really look into things. Anything you're not sure about, really do dig deep to find the answers, and then go within yourself and find that answer within you. Does it feel right? If it's a light feeling, then the chances are what you're consuming then is the truth. If you kind of feel a bit not sure, chances are that's false light and false information, and you want to avoid it. Or dig a bit deeper, find other things, you know, and just kind of weigh things up that way. And as I say, that's what brings in that focus then, which is what brings that drive and brings us into healing. Out of depression, gives us a reason to get up in the morning, gives us hope, you know, that we can build a better future, and we can. You know, I've been through a lot in my life. I'm in my 40s now, but I'm still going and creating the life that I want to live now that I'm free from my handlers. So, you know, it can be a rough journey, but it is really worth it. It's so worth it to get there, and we really do need it. You know, if you've survived all this and you're on your healing journey now, it's happening for a reason. So we need to get you through, really, and get you on board and working with all of us together. So I think I'll leave that for today. I will be back for an energy update, and I will do some form of healing with that one some point this week. I don't even know what day it is today. But it'll be some point this week anyway, before the weekend, when we do have the super moon. Let me see when it is, the exact date. Super new moon, 21st of January. So let me just check the date here. So yeah, it's this weekend. It's this Saturday coming, and it is in Aquarius. This is set to be a powerful new super moon, this one, but I will go into more detail, as I say, in the energy update, because I think it is important to have its own video. So yeah, I hope everyone is doing okay. Sorry I haven't been around for a couple of weeks. I will get this out this week, this energy update, and we'll make more videos like this, really, because I think it's really important. So yeah, namaste.